You know what's
How
coming.
many guys were on video saying, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party"? How many people like openly talked
LeBron.
about being there?
LeBron.
Yeah, how Ashton Kutcher, all these people, like you guys all went. You didn't see nothing. You didn't see nothing.
Yeah.
Donnell.
Donnell went. Did he? Of course he
He's on
did.
tape
Donnell
like
who?
trying to defend himself.
Is he really? Is he trying to defend himself right now?
It's pretty funny.
I gotta. Is he really? Yeah. Is he trying to defend himself right now?
It's pretty funny.
I gotta call him up. Donnell, you gotta back away from that.
Isn't there a video with Kamala?
She was at one of the Diddy parties?
Isn't she in the background with...
It might have been the difference between Diddy parties and freak-offs. Oh, my
They're giving him
God.
shit too because he's sitting in his.
Oh, the guy from Chappelle Show?
Yeah.
And then Dave's there, too, and then Russell Simmons, too. Oh, boy. But is that at a party, or is that just a group of them together?
They were like on a yacht or something like that.
Okay, but that's not the Diddy party.
No, yeah. It's not like they were kind of.
I think.
You think Diddy was rogue, or Diddy was like Epstein type? It's working.
Well, it would be a
Because he had
great
the
way
juice
to
a lot of
compromise celebrities. Yeah.
Yeah.
And get them to say whatever you want them to do, get them to do whatever projects you'd like them to do. And, you know, if you're a bunch of other celebrities are there, you're like, oh, look, Bill Clinton's here. This is fine.
Yeah.
This is cool. Look at this. Like, Brad Pitt's here. Oh, this is cool.
I don't believe she was ever a victim. And let me tell y'all something. It's so many people talking about she didn't want to upset him. She didn't want to this. They was texting.
Yes, Joe Rogan actually noticed something about this whole situation. Yesterday, I put out a video about this Diddy trial. Obama name coming up. Someone said on my comment section, "Oh news," that they already know that something like this was happening. Like, we should forget about it. A young lady put out a video which I'm concerned about. When you take a look at this, woman believe Cassie was never a victim, say she was jealous of Diddy's relationship with City Girl Young. I'm not really a fan of doing this kind of celebrity news, but there is something very important on this video. I want us to look into it before we go into this Joe Rogan video. Joe Rogan said something that actually caught my attention. It is important we look into that. If you have not subscribed to this channel and you love what I'm doing here, please subscribe, share the video. It motivates me to create videos every single day.
Oh my gosh, guys. Day 7 in the Diddy trial has just already exploded. Names were dropped. Barack Obama, Biggie Smalls, Cassie's mother testified. There is a lot to unpack, but this is your Day 7 morning recap of all that happened so far. Buckle up because it gets really crazy. So let's jump right in. Diddy entered the courtroom in what seemed to be high spirits. He was exuding all types of confidence, and he was described as just seeming very cheerful. And so cheerful, in fact, that he was just smiling, flashing smiles at different people. But then at one point, he turns to the public, like to the people in the courtroom, and makes a heart gesture, which he's done before. But this time, there was a woman in the gallery who was sitting out there who returned the gesture back to him, which is crazy. Like, who is this woman? We need to find out. Why is he sending a heart out? Was this specifically for her, or was it for just everyone in general? Is this woman a fan? Is she a defender of him? Is it one of his baby mamas? I don't know what happened with that or why that would happen. I just thought that was really strange to start Day 7. David James, that's Diddy's former assistant, was back on the stand today. So he testified yesterday on Day 6 at the end of the day. And today they wrapped up his testimony and also his cross-examination. And it was wild. He disclosed so many crazy details, not just of the bad boy enterprise, of Diddy's business, what life was like, but also his personal life. And there were so many bombs dropped. But one of the things that you can see is this kind of umbrella of fear and secrecy and just a lot of control. And you're seeing this reiterated by nearly everyone who has testified so far as to how Diddy ran things, how his interactions were with people, not just with people who worked for him, but everyone, everybody in his orbit seemed to treat him almost godlike. Like anything he wanted, he got. Anything he said, well, it was law. And if you did not comply with him, there were going to be a lot of consequences. And Diddy was very direct, a lot of times demeaning, berating, and he would have his employees working 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, oftentimes beginning at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they would finish at 4.
Yes, there are some people that I'm saying this is just power struggling to take down this guy. I get triggered when I see this every time. This lady did a whole segment saying she doesn't believe anything that is coming out from Cassie's mouth. When I look at the whole segment and what she put out and the reactions on the comment section,
How are we feeling? How are we feeling about Cassie now? I just want to say this. A long time ago, I said, I don't believe Cassie. I don't believe she was ever a victim. And let me tell you something. It's so many people talking about she didn't want to upset him. She didn't want to this. They was texting. She was in a safe space. You mean to tell me she can leave the relationship, go get married to the help unharmed, but she was that scared of him? No. I said a long time ago and I got chewed up for it. Cassie got jealous when he saw how he put Young Miami on. She started thinking about all the disgusting stuff she was doing with him, and she left with nothing. And she like, damn, he just turned Miami up overnight. Done turned her into a millionaire overnight. Young Miami ain't even rapping no more because she got her own show. She the face of this, face of that. She was getting money. He put Miami in position and he never put Cassie in position. Nobody is a slave. I'll tell you right now, I know some females who are into all that stuff that they saying. I would never expose because I'm the type that listen but don't judge. But I can tell you right now, I know some females who into everything that they're saying. Nobody's forcing them. Nobody's forcing them. It's easy to paint somebody as a monster because they're doing vile acts. I know I'm turned up and they more turned up than me. Scorpios, most Scorpios, I'm going to be so real with y'all.
yeah, sometimes I don't like people that are not really up there to give opinions on certain topics, reasons. When I don't have anything to say on certain videos, I do more of reporting without giving commentary. Someone said, I hate that people keep saying, I hate that people keep overlooking the fact that Diddy was 37 when he started dating Cassie, who was only 20 at the time. That means he was a fully grown man, near twice her age, and she had just become an adult. He her introduced her to and manipulated her. Mhm. His immense power and will raise the one of the highest questions. Was she a willing participant or was she coerced into that lifestyle? That is what triggered a lot of people into all this story.
You know, I've had conversations with people about it, and it's like, Jesus, like just trying to get the documents, like when they're trying to get the Epstein files, like they're the state of New York. One of the district attorneys was they were hiding documents that have forced them to give documents. I think there's so many powerful people that are on those lists. There's so many powerful people that went and partied. Air quotes, partied. And how many of them went to the Diddy parties? Have you even paid attention to the trial? Oh, yeah. Trials. Wild. Wild.
And how people are reacting to it. I don't want to always go into real details of certain issues because of this platform. Reason, if you notice how I report certain videos, always different. You should understand.
Sean Diddy Combs isn't only fighting for his freedom, but also his money. Even with all his legal troubles, Forbes estimates his net worth is still around $400 million. But if he were to be convicted, all that could be in jeopardy. Why? Because the government could actually seize his assets.
Anything he touched in his business world, whether it's record labels, liquor labels, planes, trains, and automobiles, basically mean everything is in play. And the other thing is there's a concept called substitute assets. Just when you think you're crawling out of the wreckage and you're down to your last 400 million, not connected to criminality, it still relates to our overall reward, and we're going to use it as a substitute.
Yes, there was this article I saw. This is how they put it. Why some citizens have tried to tarnish Barack Obama's image using pics of him with Diddy. You will never guess why Obama was mentioned during Diddy's trial. It is not about tarnishing. Yes, there should be a reason why this guy was doing this.
P. Diddy in the restroom of the Met. It was the women's room. That's why I was there.
Okay.
Dry humping a Kardashian. Like,
I heard the dry humping anecdote, but I don't think you revealed the name.
yeah, there were multiple Kardashians in there, and like that other sort of lame supermodel version, you know, like not the real supermodels like we grew up with, but like these new influencer types.
Right,
They were all in there. No one was using the bathroom. They were smoking and dry humping, and that was P. Diddy. Like, I'm just saying there's a pattern of disrespect. And the feds get interested, and before we know it, there's a federal raid on his homes, and Bob's your uncle. We're in criminal court. But, you know, Diddy was behaving with impunity for a long, long time. A terrible life. Boo effing who.
Natural reasons why marriage, infertility, trying to have kids makes things difficult.
Thank you guys for always been sharing out my videos. God bless you abundantly. I'm grateful every single time when I see your comment and like shares. It makes me motivate me to create more videos like I do daily.
What did you make of Donald Trump's post this morning alleging that since I said justice will prevail?
It also shouldn't be racial.
Require Carmelo to run. He had
100.
Has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification.
This is not going to end. Right is right and wrong is wrong. All good.
If you see any clips after this, that is just for the YouTube algorithm.
What if he says, but what if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense. The kids in here and resolve this issue is called conflict resolution.
Again, the evidence is still coming in.
This is definitely a self-defense case because it always is one until you look at the facts of the case and compare the two. You have to compare who was the initial aggressor.
Bedroom, because she's fearful of what might happen to her.
Followers for anything. And then
Registration Act is
talking about this man, Kilmer.
My summary of the first 100 days is that
if film and TV productions continue to
first term, and you will be very.
Once again, the field was littered with Wintour does every year. This Carmelo Anthony case.
Live in the White House. Many people
like little unhinged drunk.
And black people don't want to black people.
So there's been a lot of talk about when are we going to